Hello, everyone. I'm sure by now everyone's probably seen the news about the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. Um, I'd like to say that I'm disappointed, but I'm not. And here's why. And it's not whether or not you support the access to abortion or not. That's not the issue here. The issue is that the original ruling of Roe v. Wade was wrong. Okay, the courts overstepped their bounds and they made a ruling that was not legally correct. Okay? There is no constitutional right to an abortion. Period. There just isn't. It is not constitutionally protected. But what I find ironic is you get these people that are all up in arms about their right to choose and these pro abortion activists. But these are the same group of people that will tell you you do not have a right to choose when it comes to what firearm you're going to own for self-defense. They're the same people who are upset that the Supreme Court also overturned a law in New York basically banning concealed carry of firearms unless you have a specific need to do it. Okay? And now New York is looking at a way to circumvent that ruling. And there's several states in this country that have already legalized abortion. Massachusetts is one of them. Massachusetts did what the federal system did not do. The state legislators here probably knew that the ruling of Roe v. Wade and Casey were flimsy at best, and that they most likely were not going to hold up to the test of time. The fact that they lasted for almost 50 years is shocking. But the fact of the matter is that a wrong was righted today, actually, or yesterday rather, two of them. And we need to move on. Now, there's states that will ban abortions, and there's states that have abortion that's legal, throughout the entire pregnancy up to giving birth and saying, hey, I want to abort. And they'll go, okay, abort, and that's not right. Okay. So if you're in favor of gun control, but not in favor of abortion control, you're a hypocrite. If you can't look at the ruling of Roe v. Wade and Casey with an intellectual mind and realize that reading that and reading the Constitution, they don't jive. They don't. There's nothing there. Your right to privacy does not allow you to have an abortion. Now, let's say you want to fight that fight and say that your right to privacy does grant you the right to have an abortion. Then my right to privacy lets me own machine guns. My right to privacy lets me own bazookas. I can own RPGs, right? It's my right to privacy. I can carry whatever firearm I want on my persons, right? It doesn't matter. It's my body, my choice. You see, you got this idiot, Justin Trudeau, who's just a freaking moron, that said that you don't have a right to self-defense in Canada. So if you want to own a firearm for self-defense, and you go and you fill out your paperwork to get your firearms permit and you put for self-defense, he goes, no, you're not going to get it. But then he comes out and says that they'll never prevent a woman from choosing whether or not to have an abortion. So a woman has the right to choose to kill her fetus, but does not have the right to choose to defend her life. That seems a little idiotic, don't you think? Okay, so the fetus has more protection than the woman carrying the fetus. Actually, technically, because the woman can choose whether or not to kill the child. She can't choose whether or not to protect her life with a firearm. Thankfully, I don't live in Canada. I live close. I'm in Massachusetts. Politics-wise, we're close, not geographically. Closer than Texas to Canada, but still. So, the point of the matter is that Congress failed to act for almost 50 years. Congress could have legalized abortion. They could have. But even Joe Biden was against legalizing abortion. Joe Biden was against guns. He was against abortion. He was against desegregation. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. Life is going to move on. There's going to be a lot of lives saved. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. My personal views on abortion aside, the ruling was the right one in this case. And there's a lot of people out there that are complaining that the Supreme Court went against public opinion. Okay? The Supreme Court doesn't have an obligation to conform to public opinion. Okay? Their job isn't to rule on laws based on feelings, based on their feelings, based on the public's feelings. Okay? Their job is to rule on the laws based on the Constitution. They have an obligation to the Constitution of the United States, and that's it. Okay? That is why they have a position for life. That's why they are appointed for life tenure, so that they're not going to be swayed by public opinion. Okay? They're not going to be swayed by political agendas and the way the political winds blow. Okay? That's just the way it is. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Move the fuck on. All right? Peace.